All right, so welcome YouTube and Unlocking Genius subscribers and students. So this is my first official video. I wanted to just do a short video to introduce what we're doing with REDtv, Real Education Media, and also how it relates to the other things that we do, which we have the Unlocking Genius Institute and the Keys Academy, which is a physical learning center here in Chicago. So I just wanted to film a video. I was taking care of business downtown Chicago. I'm here at the St. Regis building, which if you've never heard of it, it's a beautiful building right on the river and near Navy Pier. And the building is actually, it's a residential building, but it also has a Marriott hotel. So it's really beautiful. But I just wanted to thank you for watching this, and thank you for visiting REDtv, Real Education. Today is Sunday, January 4th, 2026, and interesting time to live in, interesting time to be an educator like myself. And so what I've done is I've been a teacher, elementary teacher, middle school, high school teacher. I've been a school principal, a dean, worked at all levels of education and really enjoyed it. Been a consultant, worked with the charter school movement. You know, was one of the early founders of charter schools in Illinois in the end of the 90s, early beginning of the 2000s. And so, you know, my experience in education was very non-traditional. I didn't really like school. You know, I found that intramural sports was, you know, my favorite part of school, and that was middle school. And the interesting thing is, I think back to around second grade, I was learning how to tell time. And I thought, man, I would never learn how to tell time. I don't know why I was having so much difficulty. And then all of a sudden, they came out with the digital watch. Texas Instruments came out with the watch, digital watch, and I was like, oh man, I don't have to worry about telling time. I don't have to worry about that. I can just have the digital watch. So those type of stories that I have in my own learning, and so that inspired me in a lot of things I've done to create real education courses, real education media. And the idea is to come to you with different concepts. Like, for example, this building, the St. Regis in Chicago, is, I think it's the second or third tallest building in Chicago. First building designed by a woman who we're gonna try to catch up and get a chance to interview her. And so we're gonna do a lot of fun things. We're gonna interview, we have the first interview coming up is gonna be Diego Martinez, a NASA educator, a brilliant science and creative and innovative educator, wrote the book, The Ugly Truckling, you know, about the Cybertruck and the purpose of it. So those are the types of things that we're gonna do. You know, we live in a world where there's constant changes, and schools are always in conflict because it's very hard to educate children and to keep them focused on the purpose of education when you have so much noise in the world. And what I mean by noise is, for example, of course, in the past 24, 48 hours, the United States basically did an extraction of the president of Venezuela. And we're not going to get into that, but that's just an example that when we educate at Real Education, REDtv, when we deal with things, we're going to deal with it from the perspective of real education, real learning, and how do we find the truth? How do we find the real essence of a subject or a concept where we can actually learn from it? You know, what is the history of Venezuela and the United States? What is the history of the oil? What is the history of the politics? Look into the history of Maduro and Hugo Chavez prior to that. Look into the history of Guyana, the country next door in South America, which is a country, beautiful country, beautiful people. I have a personal connection to Guyana because I have a good friend from Guyana. South America, next door to Venezuela. They're an ally of the United States, and was the first place that Secretary Marco Rubio visited. One of the first places when he came into the office with President Trump. So history, politics, economics, all of these things are very fascinating. And we want to be able to look at it from a historical perspective, to look beyond the noise. And when I say noise, I'm talking about news, the newspaper, and things that are put out there to create a narrative. We're not interested in narratives. We're interested in finding real education, real learning, real concepts, and so that we can have a real impact. And so that's the thing we're going to do. A lot of that, a lot of it may be things like exploring the St. Regis here, and the first woman architect to design a skyscraper in downtown Chicago, and down the street is the Trump Tower and its history as being the tallest building made of concrete. And there's a particular type of concrete that they use. It's things like that that we want to learn from and that we want to explore. And I look forward to having you explore that with me, giving me ideas and concepts and ideas and thoughts and areas that we can explore, and everything will connect back to the Real Education courses and our UnlockTheGenius.com website, where you'll be able to do online learning and learn about these things. So everything that I cover, you know, there's going to be a link to go and explore and learn more about that. So like I said, today is January 4th. By March, you know, we expect to have a lot of content for you. We expect to jump into this world of podcasts and online learning, which I've done a lot of as an educator, but never have I built, you know, a platform, and never have I built an education media company where I can bring my thoughts and ideas, sometimes a little quirky, sometimes innovative, but that's the type of learning that I do. I'm a non-traditional learner myself, and so my physical center, Keys Academy, which is Keep Every Youth Successful, here in Chicago. You'll learn more about that and the movement that we have, which is called Keys Initiative 2030. And we'll have a lot of things. So this is the first video, the introduction to our community. I'm going to continue doing content as much as I can. It's a hard world to compete in with so much information and so much noise, but we're going to do it. And you know, my goal is to make it short, to the point, concise videos that direct us to something that will interest you, and then you can engage and ask questions. We did a seminar last month that we will put up on the site soon on ADHD. So attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, very controversial. Millions of children, close to 8 million children have been diagnosed with it. Many children, millions, have been put on medications. We explore all of those things because we believe in not only real education, we believe in real nutrition, we believe in you know, the natural way of learning and the natural way of exploring, and being able to do that in a natural mindset, in a natural setting. So we want to give education and nutrition and health and learning and tools for learning. So we're going to do a lot of that. I don't want to go too long on this first video. Again, come to visit Chicago, explore St. Regis. It's a beautiful place, has a Marriott inside and a residential. So I'm not going to go 10 minutes. We're close. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to you being on this journey with us. All right, thank you, YouTube, and look forward to the future.